Guys, so today I'll be teaching you guys how to highlight, etc. and all that jazz. So I had a thing where I'll show you. I don't even know why I did that. So I erased the sides, and you don't have to do this. I'm just doing this for an aesthetic of what I'm trying to do. Normal bases, I would usually add highlights just like I do with eyes, hair, etc. in my background, but I'm not doing that today, so yeah. And I'll probably show you guys another one of those with a different video, but I'm gonna blur the edges just so I can have a cool effect. And then I'm going to add a layer, and then I'm gonna work on the eyes. And so what you need to do is you're going to go to brush, and then you're going to want to go to airbrush normal, and then you're going to want to eyedropper, find the color, the lightest one, and then you're going to want to darken it. And then after you're done darkening it, you're going to want to get it all over, and you might need to darken it just a little bit so you can see it, just like this. And then after you're done with that, you're going to want to change the layer to multiply, and then you're going to want to use the blur, and then size it up to a good size and blur it out. And then you're going to want to add another layer and do the same thing, except after you're done selecting the color, you're going to want to go lighter and then brush. And after we're done with that, instead of doing multiply, we're going to change the layer to add. And then we're going to blur. So now that we're done with the blur, we're going to add another layer, and we're going to do the hair. So now with the hair, you're going to want to do the same thing, eyedropper, select the color. We're going to want to go darker, and you might need to change the color throughout just to see how good you can get the effect on it, the glowy effect. So we're just going to airbrush in spots that you want it to be lighten. It doesn't have to be pretty at all. Like, you can just slap it on there. So now that we have this hot mess, we're going to change it to add. And then after we're done with that, we're going to go to the blur. We're going to size our brush to a good size, and then we're just going to blur out everything. So now if you're happy with it, you can move on with me, but if you're not happy with it, then you can add more or darken the layers, whatever you need to do. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more in spots that I like it to be a little more shiny, or just want it to be a little more shiny. Blur those out. Now the bigger the blur brush, the better it is at blurring. Now we're going to add another layer, and now if you have highlights in your hair of your character, then you're going to want to go to eyedropper. Select that color. Lighter. Sorry, I'm thinking. Go like a little more yellow, or a little more vibrant than the color is. Mine is yellow, so I'm going to go over it with yellow in the spots. And if that happens, because that happens to me a lot, you just get back to the as normal as you can as the same thing. Blech. Try to get to the same color, but if you can't, it's fine because it'll look the same. Now change it to add. Now you have this, and same thing. You're going to want to go to blur, blur it out, and now it gives this effect. And now add another layer and press an eyedropper on your skin tone, and then you're going to want to change it a little bit and take your brush and brush it around your skin. And now this is going to look really weird, but it's going to be amazing, I promise. And any spots that you want to be a little glowier on the skin, even like on the neck and like anywhere else, then you change it to add, and now you got that, and it looks horrible. But you're going to use your blur tool and blur it out. Now if you're not happy with the result on some spots, just go back and press erase and erase it. But if you are happy, that's great. So now after you're done with that, we're going to move on to the clothes. So with the clothes, it's basically just the same thing. Eyedropper, and then darker or lighter. You kind of got to play around sometimes with the colors, because sometimes they don't show up and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't get off a good fluorescent glow and sometimes they do. So basically anywhere that you want it to glow, just put some on there. And then after you're done with the first part of the outfit, move on to the second part of the outfit. Same thing, just eyedrop it and then make it a totally different color, or lighter or darker, and play around with it, and then change it to add. And now you're going to want to take your blur tool and blur it out. So now that we're done with that part, I'm going to show you if you want to do this part. If you don't, then just skip right along to a different video of mine, or go to somebody else's video. That sounds so weird, but that's okay. So now I'm going to add a layer, and I'm going to get a nice color that matches my other part, and you use this as a pink screen, but I nailed it down to this, what's it called? I have no words right now, to like a little box, and I blurred the edges as you saw in the beginning. And so you're going to want to change your brush to something like digital pen, pen fade, felt tip, anything that'll work as a pen. I'm using felt tip pen hard, and so I'm just going to get it so it doesn't go a bunch into the other color, but it's still there. And then I'm just going to color in the sides. Ta-da! And then you can use your blur tool and blur it in, and blur it in, and touch up. You can also touch up the sides, and then fix them. And then if you want to, you can add other colors on it. Like I want to add this color, so I can go over and up and add some details. And I know this looks pretty horrible, but I'm trying out something new, so this doesn't work. You know why? Oh, oops, okay, I did something really wrong. I forgot to add a layer, so you're going to need to go back and then back, and then add a layer. And then use your brush, boom, 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 boom. And kind of just play around with which one you like. I think I like the add. And add gives you sparkles, or not sparkles, but like gives you glow. So then you can glow it out. actually, I kind of want to continue the pattern, so you can just like mess around with it. Boom, boom. Don't be afraid to like go over it a little bit and then blur it out. It'll give like this cool shimmery effect. And that kind of looks like it's shining on there. I think I'm going to do a little bit more on the side. And then blur it out. And then you have it. There it is. And then obviously you'll be able to like crop it and whatever you're doing and get rid of like messy marks like that, and then you can like have it there. But that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.